We fly high, no lie. You know this. Pull it.
And with all that being said, I've decided to continue my athletic and academic career at the Stanford University.
Yes, sir.
Network, it means everything to me. Back when I didn't have all these offers, maybe like one or two, he was always promoting me, trying to get me on the radar, this guy, you need to look out for him. It really means, the world to me. Big, he's been there, like I said, since I've been small. Always shouting me out and always just trying to put me on, just give me notice more than I really appreciate it, Big.
I mean, shoot, I was the new kid. Faison kind of was with the Ducks for a little minute. So my first year, of course, he had all the hype. He was probably by like 6'2" at 12. He was a mutant. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was a mutant. But I mean, from then you could see just the potential he had. I mean, I'm not surprised he's the number one quarterback. If you would have seen him in youth ball, you would have thought he was the number one quarterback in that class back then. So I mean, like going against him kind of like prepared you already for like what high school was. I mean, he looked like a high school quarterback around that time. So I mean, like trash talking with him. He's more quiet though. I will say that he don't talk that much trash. But I mean, like trash talking with him, going out there and hitting drills with Faison. I mean, I kind of like just builds you ready. I mean, hopefully I play against him at college. I would love it.
As you all know, this is the Sizzling News Podcast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Sizzling News Podcast, man. What's going on with everybody? Appreciate y'all tapping in with us on Monday, man. We got a jam-packed show for y'all. We're going to have Papa Squat on the show, man. Talk about all the latest going on with Georgia high school football. We'll bring on, obviously, our guy Alex Reich to talk a little bit about Penn State football, their recruiting class, their outlook for 2026 season, and much more, man. But we got a jam-packed show. But before we get into it, we bring on all our guests and my co-hosts. We're going to go ahead and thank our sponsors for sponsoring the show today, man, and Power for Life.
Hey, are you an athlete that needs some help in recruiting, that wants to get out there, get some exposure, and be tapped in and aligned with college coaches from NAI to D2, HBCU, all the way to the D1 level? Well, look no further, man. Tap into a powerful life where you could become a part of the family and get empowered, poured into mentally, physically, and spiritually on and off the court. Hit that link below and tap in and get some exposure and be empowered for life.
As y'all can see, man, tap in down below, man, Empowered for Life. Contact all the athletes out there if you want to get empowered. You know what to do, man. Tap in with that link down below, man. Empowered for L. We're going to bring on my co-host, Arvon Bacon, the Bacon Network. What's going on, brother?
That's all I got to say, ladies and gentlemen, man. If you ain't with the motion, you're getting left behind. Straight as simple as that.
Simple as that, man. But all right, Bacon, man, we got a special guest in the building. We ain't gonna waste no more time. He coming over from baseball. So we appreciate him coming on the show, man. Aiden Morgan of Papa Squat Show. So let's go ahead and bring him on, man. What's going on, brother?
What's up, fam? You good?
Yes, sir, how are y'all? Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, sir.
All right, so what I want to get into is I've covered, first off, let me start. Pop Squat Show is a show where we go to the best games in high school football of the week or the best games in the area, and we interview players of the game and cover, like, I guess, like the basics of the game leading up to it, key players going into this game. And so I've seen pretty much all. I went to all the state championships all the way from 1A private all the way up to 7A or 6A this year with Buford versus Carrollton. So I got a lot of stuff right here just of my top players that are returning this year with stats, huddle highlights, the school they got, and all their offers and stuff like that. So whatever y'all got, I got it.
Let me ask you real quick before we get into it. So where'd your inspiration come from? Why'd you want to start this brand, this network you're kind of building, this Papa Squat Show?
So my friend had a show. The other person that does it with me, he had a little show on YouTube, and it was like kind of in. I just wanted to hop in with him, but we did it like in the, like on the track, like I don't even know, on the track at my high school. We did the interview with DJ Huggins. I don't know if y'all know who DJ Huggins is. 2027 wide receiver from Harrison, who's got offers from Clemson, Georgia Tech, Georgia, stud. But we did with him and then another player there, and we just like took it on our phones, like a 20-second clip, and then we posted, and it actually did pretty good, and we kept going from there. So it kind of just took off.
Love that, man. Okay. So obviously that's how the inspiration started, man. And then last question on your brand. Where do you hope it ends up one day? What's your ultimate goal of where you want it to be?
The ultimate goal where I want it to be is obviously I'm trying to get in college and I want to major in journalism. I don't like writing in school. I like writing on stuff that I enjoy. So I really do like writing about stuff like this, or like jotting down notes, or keeping up with stats, or just kind of keeping up with the whole sports world. And so I would really be interested in doing journalism when I get into college. So hopefully I can just keep continuing it into college.
For sure. Bacon, before we get into obviously everything we're going to discuss, I'm going to throw it to you real quick if you have any questions for the young man.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. It was like when you watch ESPN or when you on YouTube, who do you watch?
Stephen A. Smith. I love Stephen A. Smith. But I kind of just I like the broadcasting aspect of it. More of just it's kind of funny. Like when we go to football games this year, we just sit there on the sidelines, covering the game. We just act like we're broadcasting the game. So I like kind of keeping up with it, knowing who's on the field, knowing what playmakers are doing their thing, kind of just keeping up with it, just always kind of staying locked in, even though I'm not in the game.
Nah, that's what's up, man. So obviously, how far or what is your vision? Do you want to go the traditional route of journalism? I mean, I'm not saying traditional, like news networks, or do you want to do your own thing, independent, kind of do what everybody's doing these days, or some people are doing these days?
Yeah, I feel like I just kind of want to go where obviously the goal is to end up being on ESPN and doing broadcast, and everyone wants to do that. That's in this type of thing. But whatever's working. I had 0 followers on this account going into it. It literally took me, I don't know, 15 weeks of the season to get up to 900. And, I've had a couple interviews with Dayton Raiola and Nazir McCoy, who just kind of took off and got me 100 plus followers in one video. So it's just kind of growing by the minute. Every time I get content out, it's just making sure it's consistently getting it out week by week, and, it'll just keep growing from there.
I'm saying last thing from me, man. I know you're dedicated. I know you locked in. You get that dopamine hit when we put out that content. We see the follower numbers jump up. But just how are you balancing your time right now? Or are you all in on this journey, all in on your dream?
No, so I play baseball, and so I gotta that's pretty much year round. So I'm always focused. Say this fall we had a game, and it was on a Friday night, and I had pitched. So I'm just a pitcher. So I pitched the day before, and I'm not going to be pitching the next day. So I just kind of asked my coach. I was it was the Hillgrove McEachern game. That was ranked number 2 in the country. Max Prep's game of the week. So I was I got to be there. I can't miss it. It's going to be the most followers I'm going to get if I can really go out there and prove what the account's all about. And so I went out there and I asked my coach, and he was "Yeah, sure, man. I love the show." I didn't even know he watched the show, to be honest with you. I have no clue. And he was "Yeah, go out there, have fun. I mean, you pitched good yesterday." So I was you know what? And then at nighttime, if I need to update a spreadsheet, or I see a player on Instagram, then I'm dang. Or I go to a game, I'm just gonna always go on here, type in size, stat, all that type of good stuff, and I kind of just do it when I'm in my free time. But I get a lot of work done with it when I'm because I enjoy doing it at the end of the day.
I promise. Last 2 things. First thing is, what's your pitcher rotation? What you throwing, man? I gotta ask.
All right, so I throw little 3/4, little, not over the top, but little 3/4, little sidearm action. So if I had a baseball in here, I'd show the pitch grips, but I don't think I got one in here. Actually, I think I do. Hold up.
Yeah, do you think, man? We got a little kind of little submarine guy. He still got a quarter. You know what I mean? He was nasty out there.
All right. So it's technically a fastball, but it's more like a sinker. So I just got fingers all laces under, kind of just let it go.
Well used.
I got my slider, my best pitch. Then I got my slurve. It's more of a curveball grip, but just with my arm angle, it kind of just moves like a slurve. That's just on the top of the horseshoe.
No pain?
No pain. And then it's the freakiest pitch grip I got, the changeup.
Circle change, classic. Okay, yours is a little different.
It's a Vulcan change, so it's split down the middle. It just gets some more little depth on it.
Wow, that's legit. Nah, that's man. You might have to do a video on that, brother. But like I said, last question, man. What separates your brand from any other brand in Georgia and the nation and overseas?
Personally, I think mine is authenticity. I think I keep my stuff so much different than everyone else's. I feel like a lot of people will get their rankings off of, I don't know, for example, QB Marcus or like someone else that just is so involved in the game, and they'll take it, post it as their own content. Like, I know a lot of people like will see something and they want to be like that. I feel like everything that I've done, from the questions to the people I pick, everything has been off the top of my brain or my partner's brain. Like, nothing has really came from just straight, oh, I see what this guy does. Let me ask this guy what he does. Or like, let me ask the same exact question. I like to keep it like in my own so people can actually enjoy watching. If they have a chance to watch someone with 10,000 followers and then me with 900, like, they're going to pick 10,000 if I'm asking the same exact questions. So I kind of got to keep it different and make sure that people are like interested in what I'm doing.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Aiden Morgan in the flesh, authentic, real, in real time. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, Aiden, we throwing it to you, man. We going, obviously you've done shows, so you know how to do this. So we giving you the floor tonight. We're gonna talk about what you want to talk about. So go ahead. Let's wrap.
All right. So I got a couple topics right now. I want to focus on offense today. I saw y'all's video last week talking about the best running backs in the state. And I can't lie, y'all had it picture perfect from the top 5. I mean, Braden Tyson, stud. You know, Nigel Newkirk, I was actually at the game. They played Rome. Unfortunately, he did get injured, which leads me into one of their underrated players that I have on my list who bought out that game. I don't know if y'all know. Mooney. Also, I don't know if I got a curse or something. I went to his game against Creekside. He got injured that game.
Dang, brother.
So I don't know if it's me, but I have went to a couple Creekside games this year, and what I will tell you is Gary Walker is legit. Gary Walker, 6'1", 200 pounds. This year he had 178 carries for 20 touchdowns, 1,681 yards. And I think he had like 70 receiving yards. Nothing too crazy. But compare that to someone like a Mooney Gibson who had almost 65 more carries than Gary Walker had, and Mooney only had 300 more yards, which I'm not knocking Mooney down by any means. Mooney has 53 offers. He's one of the best running backs in the state, if not the best. So I'm not knocking down Mooney by any means, but Gary Walker, he's legit. And then Andrew Beard, obviously, 1,845 all-purpose yards, 18 touchdowns, got offers from Georgia Tech, UGA, Bama, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. Like, he's legit. But I do think, in my opinion, I like Gary Walker the best, but I've also seen him play the most, so it might be a little biased, but he's legit. And I will say that whoever gets him is picking a great running back in the 2027 class. Then I want to get into QBs. My favorite QB in the 2027 class is Aiden McPherson. I don't know if y'all know who that is. 5'11", 170. He's definitely on the smaller side of the QBs, but 4,060 all-purpose yards, 3,096 passing yards, 31 passing touchdowns, 964 rushing yards, and 15 rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He's got offers from Duke, KSU, Boston College right now. Sure, he is on the little side of things, but in most of his games, I don't even think he played all 4 quarters. They were winning so bad. Like, so those stats are realistically in like 13, 12 games played. And they went to Final Four. So they didn't end up going all the way. But 4,000 yards is a sub-6 foot QB at 5A football, playing teams like Thomas County Central. Because his schedule was not easy. Gainesville, Thomas County Central. I think he had who else? Roswell. Like, that's not an easy schedule to play against at all. And put those numbers against them is just insane. And then also going against the 5A side of football, Gainesville's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Kareem Hughley, he's legit. He's also on the smaller side of things, 5'11", 180, but, you know, he can ball. I'm sure you all know that. I mean, he can run the ball. He can pass it. He had 2,500 passing yards, 33 passing touchdowns. He did have 7 interceptions, though, which isn't that concerning. But he is ended up committed to Clemson. But, you know, he took Gainesville all the way to the state championship where they unfortunately lost to Thomas County Central. But TCC was the best team in the state by any means for 5A. So I can't get too upset about that. And then one of my boys, Aiden Watson, Harrison's QB, 2028. He's got offers from EKU and Tuskegee right now. But Aiden took from being at the school, this football team was not supposed to be good by any means. I mean, until we got DJ, we had DJ, Ulrich Johnson. I don't know if y'all know Ulrich Johnson, linebacker, and then Aiden Watson. I mean, other than that, Aiden Watson was coming off a freshman season where he played 2 quarters, one against Osborne, one against Osborne, one against South Cobb. Not 2 great teams, but limited playing time playing behind Xavier Hill at Citadel now. But I mean, he came in and made a statement this year. He had 1 interception on 23 passing touchdowns for 2,300 yards, 12 rushing touchdowns, 728 receiving touchdowns, and 23 passing touchdowns. So, like, he took a team with sub 6 foot receivers. Not one receiver on there is ranked other than DJ, and I don't even think he has a 24/7 profile. But DJ's great. But he didn't have the weapons that he ultimately had. And I went to his game against Marietta. He had 6 touchdowns that game in a playoff win, 45-35 against Marietta, which 5 rushing touchdowns was arguably the most well-rounded game I've seen him play because he passed for right around 200. I think he had 199. He ran for about 180. But, I mean, he can pass the ball. He can run the ball. Like, he's a threat all around the field, and you're going to have to worry about that if you're going in and playing a Harrison team that you think on paper is not all that good. But you're going to have to be worried about Aiden Watson because you don't know what he's going to do. He runs like a running back. He will hit you, and then he slings the ball like 50 yards downfield, and he hits a guy for a touchdown. It's like there's not much you can do about it, and that's why I think he is very impressive as a sophomore. He's got 2 more years coming up, and he's a 2-sport athlete. He's a baller at baseball. Absolute stud. And then wide receivers.
Wait, hold on. Wait, wide receivers. I want to get that. Let's talk quarterbacks. I want to get you on here, Bacon. We can kind of debate. All right. So actually, I'm gonna pull this up. Not going off his rankings though, Aiden. I know you don't want to, but help Bacon with a couple of quarterbacks that's out there. So Bacon, I mean, talking about 2027. I know some 2028s on here, but who would you say? He gave a really good top 3 in my opinion with Kareem Hughley, Aiden Watson. What would you say in terms of the quarterback position? Who's the best in this 2027 class or in the state?
Oh man, best is always going to be tough. I know it's we've been talking heavy about Caleb Hill in our group chats. I think it's for good reason. The way he, to me, a Deshaun Watson type of quarterback, Aiden and Najeh. So if I was to give an early number 1, I guess you can lean here. I know it's on QB Marcus' brother, but just gotta show some love to the south side down here in Sandy Creek. You know what I mean? 2, I really don't know, man. I really have to think, man. I love what Justin Murphy's doing to me. You know what I mean? Seeing his evolution to now, man, is eye opening. You know what I mean? Gotta show love to Brody Campbell. You know what I mean? Had 500 passing yards second weekend of the season. It's been blown up here recently, picking up from Georgia Tech and a lot of SEC offers. Also plays baseball as well. So, you know what I mean? That's something to hang on his resume. You know what I mean? So to give a clear number 1 is tough, man. You know what I mean? But favorite ones, Caleb Hill, Justin Murphy, Brody Campbell for sure, Josh Scott. And we know our guy Kyle Mitchell is electric too. I feel like if he was bigger, had a big of a build, I think Kyle would be a bigger name, not just in Georgia, but nationally. So those are my guys.
I would say to Aiden's point, I think Kareem Hughley is real underrated. He was a guy I talked about for the longest to keep an eye on. Yeah. And I know they got whooped by Thomas County Central, but I thought he was really good in that game in terms of making plays, showing his improvisation, making those big throws down the field, being able to find the little seams of the defense. I think he's a really good quarterback, and I don't think he gets enough attention as he should. I know he's a Clemson commit, but I don't think he gets as much as he should. Now, in terms of to your argument, 2027, who's the best? I think you got to put Hughley in there. Now, Aiden Watson, I have to say, I'm not too familiar with his game, so I appreciate you putting them out there because I got to go do my research now because I haven't heard too much about him. But I'm gonna do that and research him some too. But if I had to go 1-2, I do like Kareem. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably put him at 1. I'll put Justin Murphy at 2, and I'm going to go Caleb Hill 3. I like Caleb Hill. Not saying he can't play. I think this year will be more of a test just in terms of he's not going to have the same weaponry that he's had before. He's still going to have the stud out there, you know what I'm saying, and Corey Hatley Jr., but he ain't going to have Amari Latimer, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna have some of them pieces on the outside. Avon Florence, like he's not gonna have those guys. So can he be the main staking guy? Is my biggest question with Caleb. Not saying he can't do it. Dude can ball, throw a 60-yard bomb, but can you do it when you don't have as lead of a team around you?
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that's what impressed me the most about Aiden Watson was he did it with DJ. I mean, he's 5'11", maybe 6 foot, 160. Like he's not the 5-star recruit that you're gonna have that you can just throw the ball up like a Caden Prothero that you can just throw the ball up and he's gonna go catch the ball. And I mean, he had two other sophomores on the sophomore receivers. Not hating on my white friends, but they're not the fastest and they definitely aren't the best. And he made it work. And I think they ended up just losing 2 games all year. They lost to McKeitron in a tough loss. That's where he threw his 1 interception. And then they did lose to Carrollton, but Carrollton did go up and play in state. But I can agree with you on the Kareem. I mean, putting up 21 points in a state championship game against Thomas County Central was very impressive, and I feel like he handled himself very well. Yes. And I do have to agree with you. Not even having him on this list, I think, is ridiculous to me. I think he is by far – he should be in top 5. Justin Murphy's a stud. That guy can ball. But, I mean, his performance wasn't the reason they got 60 points put on him at the end of the day.
No.
So, Josh Scott can ball. Ken Robinson, I have heard that he's pretty good. His stats don't lie, but I haven't watched too much on him to know too much of anything to give a say on it.
Got it.
Yeah,
roll back. Yep.
I just said this in defense of Caleb Hill, Sunny Creek, they ran the ball a lot. So when you look at Caleb Hill's stats, attempts, he's only thrown the ball at maybe 14 times. The game still has damn near almost eye level, passing yards, with a lot of other quarterbacks in the nation. And we also got to bring up Ryan Harrigan at Woodward Academy. But he can ball, man. Didn't have a lot this year, still put up a lot of decent numbers, dual threat quarterback at that. So I just want to do my 2 cents in on those 2 guys.
For sure. All right, Aiden, go ahead with receivers, man.
Oh, receivers. Hold on, let me split screen this real quick. My receivers, the best receiver in the class, without a shadow of a doubt, is Keon Standifer. Are y'all familiar with Keon Standifer?
Definitely.
You know where he's going to now, right?
I have not. Did he commit?
He transferred.
Oh, I did see that he transferred. I don't remember the school, but I did see that he was transferred high schools.
To Newton. Yeah, he's transferring.
Yeah, I watched him play at Georgia Elite Classic this year, and they pretty much double teamed the whole game, but he's a stud when he did get the ball. I mean, he ran a slant across the middle, had the DB was playing perfect coverage, and he literally just jumped over him, caught the ball, and stayed on his feet. And I was like, wow. Got offers from Bama, like the big ones are Bama, Oregon, Texas, Indiana. All those. He had 1,600 yards his junior year, 25 touchdowns and 61 receptions. Goes to Athens Academy. I'm not really familiar with that school. But regardless of what school you're at, if you're putting up those numbers at 5'9", 170, you're not the biggest kid. Like, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver, like I said, in the class. And then y'all know Jaden Upshaw from Lee County? Yep. Jaden Upshaw, baller. He had 2 games missed this season, but still 907 receiving yards, 45 catches, 20.2 yards per catch, and around 92 yards per game. But he's got offers from Bama, Tennessee, Miami, Auburn, USC. Baller. He's a stud. And he's got good size that will play at the next level. Being 6'2", 195. I think I saw on another source he was 200. But regardless of what that is, 6'2", 200 receiver, that's pretty good, especially at a 2027 level. Once he hops on a meal plan and he gets big, it's over for a lot of them. And then I didn't find out who this was until I think like a week ago. I don't know how I'm saying it. Torin Rollins from Mount Vernon.
I've heard that name.
1,400 yards on 67 receptions and 17 touchdowns. Not a single Power 4 offer. Actually, I think he did get one yesterday from Wisconsin. But, I mean, those stats, I saw that and I was like, wow. He's 6 foot 170. Mount Vernon, I'm also not too familiar with that school. I'd never even heard of it till I saw this kid. So I don't know what he's working with the weapons at QB or anything like that. But, I mean, regardless of what you're doing, it's pretty impressive. And those are who I like out of that class.
Okay. Go ahead, Bacon. Who you like in terms of receiver?
I like Jordan Christie. I like him a lot out of Southwest DeKalb. Let's see, 2027. I mean, Chance is not really a receiver. He plays a lot of safety, but we look at Chance Gilbert out of East Coweta, man. Kid's electric. What's also my guys there? Number 4, Walter Maestro. Brother can play. He's been picking up a lot of offers. He got in Miami. I'm not sure if he picked the one from Georgia Tech, but Georgia, Ole Miss, Oregon. I mean, they've been rolling in for him. So those 2 guys for sure. Let's see. Gavin Kitchen. No, Gavin's the 2028, right? Where's he at right now? 28. We'll stick with those 2 right now, but I think a lot of my guys here locally are 2028s, but those 2 for sure are big time.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with Aiden, man. 2027, I think you got to get a nod to Keon Stanton first. Crazy because he was committed to Georgia Tech for a while.
Yep.
Before
and I'm a Georgia Tech fan.
Really?
Oh, man. And I cover Georgia Tech. That's crazy. Wow.
Big Georgia Tech fan. It hurt.
Yeah, that was tough. It's because y'all lost so much, man. Like your wide receiver coach left down there, your offensive coordinator, everybody went to Florida.
Yep. The whole crew.
Too much about it. You still can get back in the race.
Hey, Alberto Mendoza's Heisman season's coming.
Hey,
mark my words.
You got to speak into existence, man. Hey, you got Jalen Mbakwe too.
And we got a great O-line class.
Yeah.
Our O-line is gonna be one of the best. Like, we got so many O-linemen that were like just impressed me. I was like, because our problem has always been O-line and then obviously defense. But I mean, our offensive line looks pretty legit this year. So, but we'll probably end up losing to like a Boston College or someone.
Chill out, bro.
That's funny. But yeah, I'm agree with you, Aiden, man. I gotta go Keon Stanton for 1. I think everything he can do with the ball in his hands, he's electric, he's dynamite. He can catch the 50-50, he can break away from you, make incredible catches. Got a chance to see him Georgia League Classic. I called the game not this year, but the previous year, and he went off on one player in the game. Absolutely insane. So yeah, kid's a stud. So I'm gonna go him 1. I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna put y'all on game. Jabari Watkins from Thomas County Central.
I have him on my list. I'm at 4.
Dude, yeah, man, dude's a stud. I don't think he gets enough praise as he should. But what he's able to do, man, a lot of those catches he was making in that game. I know they ran the ball with Christian Deuce Lawrence a lot, but that dude on the outside, whoo, hey, good luck trying to stop him, man. So that would be my other number 2. And then 3, I guess you go with Jaden Upshaw. I'm gonna go underrated guy though. I'm gonna go Christie. I'm with Bacon. I'm gonna go Jordan Christie. I know Upshaw gets a lot of love, not that he shouldn't. But I think Jordan Christie's another one. So I was the clap, dynamic playmaker with the ball, elite. You know what I'm saying, and a real difference maker and really elite route runner in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I feel like you could. I don't know if y'all know this underrated guy, Eric Paul Jr. He just came in South Carolina State. He's stud. But I mean, he's obviously on the smaller side, but got to give love to him. That's my guy. So
yeah, no, he's a stud for sure. Didn't get enough love.
All right, guys.
All right, he did.
I want to go. Y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Underrated guys. This is what I want to talk about. I got a lot that like just around me that I'm familiar with that are just studs. Following after Nigel when they played Rome, Dwight PJ Lewis, 5'9", 200 pounds, sophomore. He came in that game. I mean, I think everyone thought like they're up like 7-0 at this point. They're like, oh God, like we might lose this game. Nigel just went down. That was pretty much EBs on Rome were taking care of business, and they were really only having the running game going. And this sophomore came in. I think it was his third game played of the year. 20 carries, 226 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And I interviewed him, and, he seems like a humble kid. I mean, he talked about it. I said, like, what was the mindset going in when you're filling in a role for Nigel, like one of the best running backs in arguably the country for 2027 class. And you have this sophomore who gets limited reps at practice and goes out here and balls out. Now he's got offers from Pittsburgh, UCF, and KSU. But if I'm him, I'm not going to lie, I'm getting out of there. He's going to have to play behind Nigel one more year. I think he already showcased himself what he can do. He's a gem hidden behind arguably one of the best running backs in the country. So it's like, if he wants to get those Power 4 offers, which I do think he's a Power 4 player, he is a little bit on the smaller side. But, at the end of the day, if you're putting up stats like that, regardless of size, they're going to find you. I mean, Cam Wood did it this year. He proved himself.
Going to Liberty now.
Mm-hmm. I actually got a chance to interview Cam Wood. He's a good kid.
Really?
Yeah. Following off Cam Wood, the Carrollton, Rontre Welch. Best kick returner in the country. He had 17 kickoff return attempts for 800 yards.
Sheesh.
4th in the country in kickoff returns, or like kickoff return yards. And he had, I think, 50 less yards than number 1. And the number 1 had 13 more kickoff return attempts than him. And then he had 32 receptions for 406 yards, 4 touchdowns as a sophomore. Obviously, if you're putting up those numbers playing as a 3 receiver with Ryan Mosley and Peyton Zachary as a sophomore, it's like we need to keep an eye on him because you're playing with the two of the best receivers in the state of Georgia on the same team. They're getting the most of the targets, and you're still finding a way to get 32 receptions and 4 touchdowns. And then you're making yourself a name on the kickoff side of things. Every coach is like, we could have a special teams guy with a slot receiver guy, 6 foot, 165, still a sophomore, but he's got Wake Forest, Liberty, and stuff right now. Then I gotta give Jaden Moore. Y'all know Jaden Moore? Hillgrove running back.
Mm-hmm.
He had 145 carries this year, 9.2 yards per carry, 1,407 all-purpose yards. 70 of those were receiving yards, and then 13 touchdowns. He turned a Hillgrove team that arguably just was not a good offense at all. I don't think Hillgrove's offense had the weapons at receiver. You had Jabari Green, but he was the backup this year. You have Donovan Mack, who is more of a running QB, more of an RPO-style QB. And then you have Jaden Moore, who comes in here and pretty much steals the show from everyone, leads them to a 9-2 record, and then they ended up beating North Paulding first round and losing to West Forsyth. But the fact that they were putting up, arguably the region was not that good. You got at Campbell, South Cobb, Osborne, but you're still producing 54-point games, and then you're winning the good games by close scores, and Jaden Moore's 90% of the reason. I went to the game against Harrison and the game against Hillgrove. Both their touchdowns was off of Jaden Moore running it. And then the Harrison game, I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns. I think he had 250-something yards against Harrison in a loss. I mean, he's a stud. He's got 1 offer right now from FAU, his first offer he's got, but he is a stud. And then my last one, Davis Munkus. Do y'all know
That's
who
a
that
good
is?
one. Yes, that's a good one.
I watched him play at Georgia Elite Classic. He had 2 of the craziest catches I've ever seen. And one was a fade ball in the end zone on top of the kid. And I was like, damn. And then he's from True County. He's a baseball kid. He's really good at baseball. He was an MVP on a state championship team. I saw something that Rusty Manziel posted on Twitter the other day talking about how this kid's like a top underrated player in the 2027 class. I don't have any stats on him. I think he had 400-something yards with about 30 receptions or something around there, that area. But he is a ball hawk. He will go get the ball. He will make plays happen. He's got offers from Boston College, KSU, and Georgia Southern right now, but those are all recent because he only had 1 offer from Eastern Tennessee when I had watched them play in December.
Wow, so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
So underrated.
I'm glad someone
I'll go
else
ahead and
knew
start
who he was.
What'd you say?
I said I'm glad you knew who he was because like I feel like when I talk about him, no one really knows who he is, but like he can ball.
He can. He's one of the more underrated players. I'm with you. Definitely deserves more attention. And it might be a situation too, Aiden, where he has to decide what he's going to do. Cause I heard he's a lead at baseball too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll start before I throw it to Bacon, man. I'm gonna go Malik Benoit from Midtown. This past year, tore it up. He had 24 sacks this past season. He'd be a rising senior. Just finished his junior year. Doesn't get a lot of attention, man, but dude was absolutely bananas. Now, a name I think you will know, Aiden. Next up, Tavari Terrell.
I have him on my list.
Oh my gosh! Like I don't know what it is. Stud. Like I mean, he blitzes. He plays the backer position. He could play anywhere, and we don't talk about him enough. And he's not even ranked. It's like,
I know.
What are we doing? What are we doing? This dude's a stud.
20.5 sacks.
Come on, bro.
That was in the regular season. Regular season, by the way. I think at the state championship game, he had back-to-back sacks on back-to-back plays, and then he ended up getting 2 more. I think he had 4 sacks in the state championship game, and like he had a pick 6 this season, couple caused fumbles. Like I have him actually on my best linebackers in the country list, and he gets no love. No love. And he is literally the best edge rusher I've seen, edge linebacker, whatever you want to call him, the best in the state of Georgia.
He is. It's sad. It's like how is that? It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Eastern Carolina, KSU, and USF are his best 3 offers.
Why?
He needs and he's not a small kid by any means. It's not like he's some 5'8", 170-pound edge rusher that's fast and making these plays. He is about 6'3", 230 pounds. He's a monster, and he runs, if I had to guess, probably like a 4.5, 4.6. Like, he's huge, and he's moving at speeds as the receivers on Creekside move.
Yes. It's insane. Hopefully the spring, though, he blows up and he gets more.
Yeah.
It's a shame. My next one's going to be William Winters from Ace Academy. Led the entire state of Georgia in tackles, 186. Dude's a hard hitter, explosive, doesn't get enough love. It'll be his rising senior season next year, man. Definitely obviously deserves more love. In my opinion, man, he's been absolutely balling out. But a guy that more people definitely need to talk about. And then the next one, I'm going to go underrated. He's young, 2029 class. But Jordan Wiggins, man, I want to give him some love, man. He plays for Northeast Macon, young thoroughbred quarterback. And obviously, the talent might not be to the degree as it is up north, but he's a guy that slings the football. I think he threw for over 2,500 plus yards this year, 20 plus touchdowns. Dude needs more exposure, more love. But hopefully you get to see him at the Under Armour camp in March. That might be a spotlight for him to shine, but absolutely outstanding quarterback. I think it's next up.
Well said, fellas. I'm gonna be quick, get in and out like a good jab in boxing. First, I gotta start with JT Austin. I'm sure you gotta know that name, right, fellas?
I'm not familiar.
JT Austin, Sandy Creek, number 11.
Oh, yes. Sandy Creek. I watched them play at state this year.
Monster coming out the edge, very quick, plays with great bend, high motor, very relentless in his approach to the game. Great young man, very confident. We had him on the beginning of the season. He was popping. He was popping to to Tech commits the Herd twins. I know who those are as well. I mean, so like him. Number 2, I'm gonna go Joshua Pope. Joshua Pope out of Locust Grove, safety, 2027 man, like his game. I mean, plays with a lot of intensity, 60 plus tackles from the safety position, 10 tackles for loss, again from the safety position, 6 sacks, 4 interception, and defensive touchdown. When you think about a safety who could do it all in the backfield, Josh Pope's got to come to mind. And last but not least, I just had him. Let's say I gotta come with a third for the trifecta, right?
Yes.
Gotta go for Joshua Villamel. Defensive back. He's actually out of state from Richmond, Texas. 2 picks, 7 PBUs, 4 forced fumbles, 3 TFL. Again from Texas. We had a guy on last year from Texas. Hey, they got some athletes out there, man. I think Josh is a similar specimen, so we'll have to go through his film, break him down, but he's elite as well.
For sure. What else you got for us, Aiden?
Y'all know anything about two linebackers, same region, from Region 3 and 6A? Ulrich Johnson, I touched on him a little bit earlier. Harrison guy, 6'2", 215. He's got offers from USF, Tulane, James Madison, and he had 118 tackles this year for 14 sacks. And if I could, I would show you all this interception. And like he runs a 4.4 or like a 4.5, I think right on the 4.5 mark. And he has the craziest hands. I saw one at summer camp this year at the KSU mega camp that all the teams go to for the 7-on-7. It's like the O-line stuff too. He had jumped up and like one hand Odell'd an interception on defense. And I was like, he's going to be something special. His dad played in the NFL for, I think, 6 years. He played at Florida A&M. I mean, he's a stud. Like, and he's got the genes in him. I mean, obviously his dad was a linebacker for the Patriots. I think he also played for – I can't remember who else he played for. I know he played for the Patriots. I think the Jets. But, I mean, he made a standout season this year. Picked up – I think he has 15 O's right now or something like that. But, I mean, he deserves it, I can say. I mean, he goes to my school. He's worked his tail off day in and day out, and finally the results are showing, and it's making an impact. And then Mekhi Rowe from McEachern.
Yep.
Mekhi, I don't have his stats on me, but he's 6'2", 205, and I feel like most colleges are like 6'2", 205 linebacker, like okay, like little undersized, but Mekhi is like the best technique linebacker that I've seen play in a while. I mean, he fits the gap, he rushes, he drops back in coverage, like he makes tackles. He hit an interception against North Cobb this year, picked off Teddy Gerard, who's a stud QB over at North Cobb, but like he makes plays happen. And even though he's probably the most overlooked player on that McEachern defense, I mean, you got Casey Barner on there, you got I think Casey Barner, Nash Johnson, Alabama DB. You're looking at Zakir, Darrell Rivers, both on the D line. Like you look at that, and then you got Keontae Ingram, safety, going to FIU. Like you look at that defense, and you're like, they're all studs. But something about Caden Battle, yeah, he's on my underrated too. Caden Battle's a stud. He got limited targets this year. Like people were not throwing it his way, but he was making things happen when it did. But you look at this defense, and you're like, they're stacked, and it feels like the one person with the least amount of O's, in my opinion, is the best player on that team or on that defense side of things, and that's Mekhi Rowe. He's got two of his best offers right now at Boston College and KSU. I think he has Stanford, FCS school. But he deserves the offers. He should be getting more anytime soon. But, you know, he's the real deal.
Now, I want to ask you this, Aiden. You talked about Kai being undersized, but when you look at the NFL, not as much now, but not too long ago, undersized linebackers were kind of, you know what I'm saying, catching some traction in the NFL. You look at Tampa Bay, Devin White, I think he's with the Bucs now, Deion Jones. I think both of those guys from LSU, you know what I mean, quicker, more able to cover out the backfield, maybe not as accessible coming downhill, but just what's your thoughts on the undersized linebacker?
You know, I feel like there's multiple play styles for a middle linebacker. Like you got the guys that are just going to come down and hit the crap out of the O lineman and try to make a play happen in the backfield. You got the ones that are a little less on the contact side that are going to stay more in coverage. And then you got the Mekhi's and the Ulrichs. Like they can do it all. They run super fast. But, you know, it's crazy to say that someone that's 6'2" is undersized nowadays. But, I mean – it is. Like, that's not a small person by any means, but then you look at people like Tavari Terrell, that's a linebacker. Jaboy Smith from Swainsboro. He's 6'3", 220-pound linebacker. It's like you really calling this kid – and you got DBs like Kamari Dorsey. It's like these kids are huge. And it's like Mekhi's getting overlooked because of his 6 foot, 205-pound frame. It's pretty much pure muscle. It's like, I don't know what they're feeding them, but, like, I mean, it's like these kids are not small kids by any means, but, like, nowadays it's, like, considered undersized. And does it suck for Mekhi because he's a great player? Yes. But, I feel like he's making things happen regardless of what people say about his size. And I feel like I've heard people talk about, like, colleges say that he's undersized, but he makes things happen. And I feel like whoever gets him is going to get a great player, Makai.
Do you feel like he can do both? Can he cover and come downhill at the next level and beyond?
Yes, I do feel like he does need to work on his coverage a little bit, slightly. I mean, he's playing at a high school level in a weaker region by any means, but he's doing what he can to help his team win, and he's making great plays out of it. But at the higher level, you're gonna need to be able to cover a more wider range than what he's covering right now. You got Braden Tyson over there too, Jack State commit, and I feel like they both do it. So in running a four-man linebacker, like, you're gonna have a lot of people covering that outside. But I feel like he just needs to work on some things. But I mean, everyone has stuff to work on. You could say that about any player on this list. They all have their flaws. But he's very good at the techniques, hitting his gaps, making tackles. Great tackler. He doesn't miss his tackles, which is a big thing. But coverage would be the one thing I'd say, like, if I had to give him something to do, I'd say work on his coverage.
100%. Great breakdown. Back to you, Nash.
So, Aiden, obviously, Nezga's about to come on, but before we let you go, any other major underrated players or any other topics that you wanted to hit before we let you go?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I've covered a lot of it. I mean, defense, Tavari Terrell, we already touched on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tavari Terrell, I mean, Casey Barner, obviously. I mean, everyone knows who Casey Barner is. He's making plays. He's 2028. No, not for the most part. I mean, I do need to look up some guys. They are talking about him from the QB, but I do feel like big seasons are bound to happen from Aiden Watson, Aiden McPherson, and Kareem Hewley. And I feel like Cannon Robinson, too, stud from Westlake. Like, they're just going to – I feel like those are good guys. And then, like I said about Gary Walker, he's a stud. Then DJ Huggins and Jabari Watkins from TCC.
For sure. So, Aiden, look, this is what we'll do, man. I know it's obviously a busy period for you. I know baseball is year-round. What we'll do is we'll give you a couple of weeks or a month, well, however much time you need. We want to do a defensive edition of this. Once you get the underrated players, once you get, like, top edge rusher, top defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, all that. And we'll bring you back on and do the same thing. But we're going to give you some time.
All right, bet.
Before we let you go, one more thing. Go ahead, Baker. Go.
Cameron Glasser, you know what I mean, was active on the IG live chat, man. He said, "Hey, dude." So,
that's my guy. He's going to Reinhardt for baseball. He's like 6'8" pitcher. He's huge.
That's crazy.
What'd you say? He's dealt with. He was like probably his freshman year. I mean, like probably like 8th grade. He was like 5'8", and he just shot up a whole foot, and so growth problems in his arm and growth plates and stuff. So this is his first time playing since freshman year, but looking for a big season out of Cam. I love Cam.
Yeah, facts.
Last, before you go, Aiden, why did you want to come on the Sizzling News podcast show? Or why did you want to come on our platform and be able to speak your piece?
I saw it. I saw the running back topic, and I was like, these guys know balls. Like, these guys know the perfect 5 that you can say for the state of Georgia. It's like, I feel like they're talking about high school sports and high school football, which is what I know most of my life. And I was like, I need to find a way to share what I know to other guys that can inform me, just to help better both of our channels and knowledge on this type of things, helping content and all that stuff. It's like, what you tell me, I might not know about. I tell you, you might not know about. So it just helps us all in long spread of things. So it was a great opportunity to be on this show, and I can not say thank you enough.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Anytime, brother.
Sure.
Yes, sir. And we're going to have you on again, man. So you got my Instagram. We've been going back and forth. So hit me when you're ready. We can bring you back on.
Sir. All right. Thank y'all so much.
No problem,
brother.
Yes, sir. Our guy Aiden, man. Appreciate him coming on the show. Papa Squat, man. Make sure I go support the platform, man. Appreciate him coming on. Baker, before we bring on Alex, man, any quick reactions to just having Aiden on? He's very knowledgeable.
Nah, he's thorough, man. He's thorough, man. He got his spreadsheets going on. You know what I mean? If anybody's coming up, or even if you're in the game now, the Excel spreadsheets are the way to go. It keeps you organized and it keeps you locked in. But now Aiden is a great kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Journalism's got a bright future, and I think we're going to see a lot more things coming from the youth, man. And not just traditional, but unconventional routes too. So shout out to him. Shout out to his coach for letting him do both. That's big.
Yeah, you don't always get that, especially when it comes to coach. They want you to just focus on their stuff. So credit to him for learning creative and follow his passions. But this is it. You guys enjoy what he was saying tonight. Man, y'all go follow him, man. Papa Squat Show. Like I said, he's seen our posts, reached out, and I was like, man, let's bring you on the show. And obviously that's what we did right there. So, y'all go give him a follow, man. He's growing massively, man. Like I said, nearly 900 followers. He's doing weekly sports interviews. Obviously, the people, and you guys can see they're collabing with graphics. There's a Georgia League Classic players of the game. Obviously, some commitment graphics here you guys can see. Carter Ganichi is collabing with them. Got some good relationships, man. Photos, they're doing everything. They're doing basketball. So it looks like a pretty good channel portfolio. Kim he alluded to that he talked to. So young kid just trying to get an opportunity, man. And credit to him for even having his own brand this young and this early, man. So
that's the way to go, man. That's the way to go. I'm gonna talk to some kids this week, Naj. You know what I mean? If you're available, love to have you out, brother. We'll talk more off air, offline. I mean, but I'm just telling, man, if you want anything that you want to do when you get older, just like sports or just like anything, man, get started early. Get started early. You know what I mean? Early as you can. Instead of asking for that new PS5, which I know is gonna be tough, ask for that camera and that editing laptop, man. You might have a lot more fun or just as much fun doing that instead. You know what I mean? All day and all night long.
I think you brought up a great point. I wouldn't even say that. I would say to back up your point making. Instead of that, follow your passions early, as you alluded to just now, because you don't know a lot of what these kids is doing, whether it's streaming, whether it's creating journalism, creating platforms. You can go and pop off early. You know what I'm saying? So think about it, Bacon. The earlier you win it, the better. We see these stories all the time. Like Hayes Fawcett started when he was like 7th grade, I think. You know what I'm saying? So, to your point, Bacon, you start early, like you said, instead of buying that P5, buy something, you know what I'm saying, different. I'm trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You can buy clippers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Start on the haircut. You might not end up doing it, but it could spark your idea. You know what I'm saying? I think just to your point, Bacon, you want to spark it early, and the early spark you get out there, the better it is. So then when you're in college, you can be like, Talia Goodman. Like she's been reporting on women's college basketball the whole time, and she's still in school.
Exactly.
But then you would think she's full-time.
Exactly.
She's already going to have something lined up for her when she's done and have the credential and the degree to back her up. So to your point, Bacon, those are real-life examples for those that are watching the show. Start early, man. The earlier you start, the better. I wish I would have started earlier than I did. You know what I'm saying, and getting out there. The early start, man, the better. And then you just add in stuff to your portfolio, add stuff to your resume. And that's all you want at the end of the day.
That's it, man. We spend a lot of times on these Black Mirrors, man. Let's spend time on doing something productive and constructive.
Facts. Well, all right, y'all. We're gonna bring on our super fan, man. Alex, if you're ready, man, we need your camera, brother. Go ahead and get you on the show, man. Appreciate you being patient. Our aficionado of Penn State. Let's welcome him on to the show. Hold on 1 second if I bring you on, Alex. Hold on. Let me
show you the sound stage, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. I might need you to bring him in. I'm gonna tell you when I'm ready.
All right.
You can bring him on.
Boom.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
Yes,
How are you guys?
Can't complain.
We're good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good, man. We appreciate you coming on, man. So, where you want to start, Alex? You want to start outlook for 2026? You want to start recruiting? Where do you want to start?
I guess the transfer portal and the recruiting. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Boop. All right, pulling this up for us. All right, here we go. Let me share the screen. All right, 1 second. All right, Alex, the floor is yours, brother.
There's been a lot of movement in the transfer portal process for Penn State in the last couple of months, and I'm curious to see where this team goes this upcoming season with everything, with the coaching staff renewing itself, and Rocco Becht coming in for a quarterback as a quarterback, and I'm curious to see how this team performs on a daily basis, and it should be interesting time.
Real quick before we get into this portal cycle, what was your thoughts just on Penn State moving on from James Franklin? You think it was warranted? Did you like the move? What you think? What you thought about that this season?
Yeah, I felt like they should have waited and stayed patient with the process of following him. I think that they should have fired him once the season ended, and not during the season with how well with how the uncertainty of Drew Adler going down and all the aspects to the season, and it just drew attention, completely drew attention throughout the season, and it was just a bad look for the front office of firing him as the season continued. But I'm just really anxious to see how well this team does with a new coach, and the future looks bright for this team.
100%. Bacon, I'm gonna let you chime in here as well. I got a couple more for Alice, but I'm gonna let you chime in here. Bacon, just your thoughts on Penn State, what you've seen from the portal.
Yeah, I forgot I put myself on mute. I mean, Penn State is going to be Penn State. What's the rank on it? Transfer 6 overall ranking. Penn State is going to be Penn State. Regardless of what anybody says. Yeah, they didn't maybe treat the last coach right, firing him halfway through the season. But I think Matt Campbell's a good hire, come from Ohio State. And it's seeing the atmosphere, the allure, the lust of Penn State. To be a nifty line, you can see why they have a top 6 ranked transfer class. I see a lot of good guys on this list. I don't know if we want to dive into it now. But a lot of size. Got guys coming from Ohio State, Big 10, Big 12, Utah, ACC. A lot of guys coming from Iowa State. So that just lets you know what type of head coach Matt Campbell is. So we're only gonna know how this thing is gonna, how to say it when the rubber meets the road coming up next season for Penn State. But it's a good start. It's a good start. I think bringing over a lot of transfer from his previous from the previous school is he's bringing that culture. He's not gonna really have to, do too much. Bringing over a lot of guys. So it's a good start. You can't have any better start as a new head coach coming in than what Coach Campbell's gonna do.
Yeah, I'd agree. If I throw it to Alex, I agree. I think they brought in some pieces, like you said. It's been a mass exodus, bringing players in from Ohio State. The question is, how good will Rocco Becht be? This was kind of a okay year for him. He played okay, like 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. You want to see him take the next step, but they brought a lot of that talent over, right? The Carson Hansen, who's pretty good, right? The Chase Sowell, who's pretty good. So they brought in a lot of the players he's familiar with and he knows in the scheme, the system that fits him well, right? So the key is, I think, he's playing bigger football. No disrespect to Iowa State in the Big 12, but Big 10, you're going to have to play those Ohio. We'll talk about the schedule here in a second. You're going to play those Ohio States and all those tough teams. Can you win? And then, can you win in the cold? I know Ohio State. I know Iowa's cold, and Penn State's a different breed, though. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, can you win those games? And it's 9-7. Like sometimes you have to win them kind of games, or 10-7 in the Big 10. But I think they did a good job of replenishing the talent. 47 transfers left out. A good bit of them went to Virginia Tech to join Coach Franklin. But I thought they did a good job of replenishing the roster. Really strong recruiting class coming here as well. It's just, can you get enough? We're going to have to replace that running game. No Katron Allen no more. No Nicholas Singleton, who's out of eligibility. And obviously you win in the portal and replace those guys. Will you have enough at those positions in order to kind of help you? It's the biggest question for me.
I'm really anxious to see how the offensive system plays out. I know that the Nittany Lions are losing a lot of talent this offseason and adding a lot of great additions. And I'm just really curious to see how this team does against really uh, crucial and important matchups throughout the season, especially down the stretch in the last 3 weeks or so. And I feel like that the sky is the limit for this team, and I'm really glad that Matt Campbell is the coach now. I think he's going to do a lot of great things at State College, and fans must be very ecstatic and happy about him coming on as a as the new head coach. And he's definitely going to make a big impact with everything that Coach Franklin has done. Uh, he's going to step into this role with a great mindset with everything that has happened this past season with Drew Adler going down, and I feel like that everything has the ability to make a big impact in the college football playoff this year. I feel like that uh, noise surrounding them are negative in some way, positive at the same way with every media aspect. Wherever you listen to college football podcast or anywhere, but uh, it's going to show game by game. It's going to take some time to get used to with the offensive scheme and defensive system, and I know that I know you guys know a lot more than I do with the recruiting process and how teams get to where they are at today. And I just know for a fact that this Penn State team is going to be incredible in the Big Ten in the coming years, not just this upcoming season. And it's it's already been heading in the right direction the past several seasons, and there's some great accidents about this team.
For sure. Speaking of, obviously, this is the recruiting class. Now it's a little bit different for y'all. Obviously before top class, but changed a little bit when James Franklin got fired. But obviously, best player is Jackson Ford. Comes over from Malvern Prep in Pennsylvania, but he was a 4-star prospect, one of the highest recruits. I do like the quarterback coming in. I know he won't play this year, but Peyton Falzone, he had a lot of buzz around him. I know in the recruiting world, 6'4", 200, rocket arm. So he'll be one to continue to watch moving forward from what I heard as far as recruiting goes. Christian Askew Bacon from Veterans in Georgia. Really good safety, underrated even as a 3-star prospect. Versatile, can play in the box, can blitz, can cover deep. And then obviously this guy right here, Bryson Williams, 6'4", 175, strong, athletic defensive back for them as well, man. Really good to say the least, man. So those are some of the players they brought in. But Bacon, I know you might not know a whole bunch about them because they're spread out all over. But just your thoughts real quick on the Penn State class.
Man, the Penn State class, I think, like you said earlier, man, took a big hit with them losing Coach Franklin. They had a lot of guys. Dorian Barney, Rodney Colton. Here in the surrounding areas. But you lose your head coach. You don't give the incoming head coach enough time to kind of get his feet wet. It's just what happens. But I think going forward next year, they won't have that problem. That's just the ups and downs of being in college football. If I'm a fan or a media person, probably just a fan, honestly, I wouldn't be too hurt about it. You know what I mean? You're gonna have some down years, but I think the transfer portal, bringing in some good defensive line, bringing in a good edge rusher. You know what I mean? The defensive coordinator from Tennessee, who I'm gonna get your opinion on as well, Alex. I think this is fine, but stay strict on the class. Ho hum, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Got to win something to lose some.
Real quick, Alex, your thoughts on the defensive or the recruiting class, real quick.
I expect great things to come in the coming months, heading into the season. the defensive side of things really have grown over the course of the last couple of years, and I'm curious to see what they do on National Signing Day. I know that that you guys will be all over it, and I'm just interested to hear about your thoughts on if they will have any big moves come Wednesday on National Signing Day, or you think that it's going to be very quiet for them?
Yeah, I think it might be a player or two. I don't think they'll be super heavy. You know what I'm saying? On this National Signing Day, usually you'll see the second one is usually for the FCS schools, D2, D3, NAIA. Usually the Power 4 programs, especially a blue blood like Penn State, doesn't really do a lot of activity on the second National Signing Day. But maybe they will. Maybe they add a player or two in there. We've seen a whole bunch of different things, but from what I've heard, it's pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd agree to the same thing. I'd agree.
Mm-hmm. So we wanted to ask you. I'm gonna share the screen here. You guys moved on from Jim Knowles, Alex, and you guys hired DeAnton Linton to be your new defensive coordinator. He has experience playing at Penn State, 162 tackles he recorded, all Big Ten selection. What's your thoughts on this move? Obviously, NFL playing experience as well.
Having him aside with this program is a definitely high level addition. I'm curious to see what DeAnton then is what has been what he was in the past, and I know that for sure that he's going to be there every step of the way with this defensive system, and I feel like he's going to bring great energy every day in State College and everywhere they play against, and it should be a very interesting couple of months leading up to the season, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Megan, you sound like you was going to say something earlier. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, nah, you good, brother. You wouldn't exactly where I was getting ready to go. I was going to ask him about Coach Lynn. You know what I mean? Coming from LSU. I mean, not LSU. SoCal, right? So yeah, Southern California, I believe. Yeah, that's how I was going to ask, bro. Good to see a brother. Good to see a brother.
I'm blessed. All right, man. Let's get your thoughts, Alex, on the schedule, man. See what you think. Penn State schedule. They feel like Ohio State's the toughest, man, but you play Marshall, Temple, Buffalo. Then obviously Big Ten schedule starts. Wisconsin, Northwestern, USC should be entertaining. At Michigan, back-to-back tough weeks. Purdue at Washington with Damon Williams. Then you versus Minnesota, Rutgers, and Maryland. Seems like a pretty favorable schedule. Some people on social media have said it is cupcake, but what is your thoughts on the schedule?
I really like how they'll start the schedule is. The first 4 or 5 games seem to be favorable towards the Lions. My question about the 2 games back to back is USC and Michigan. I feel like USC could give the Lions some problems, but they should get that win against USC, and Washington seems to put pretty sour team as well, and I just feel like that it could go either way for the Penn State, but I'm feeling I think 2 or 3 losses in all. I feel like the only 3 teams that I feel uncomfortable with is USC, Michigan, and Washington. But everyone else, I feel like it's going to be a win.
What's your thoughts on the schedule, Megan?
This schedule is not as soft as my pillow, but ain't a bag of rocks neither. But I mean, Northwestern, they play good football year round. I mean, pretty consistently. But I think it's a disappointment if y'all don't go undefeated. Maybe one loss, but I mean, maybe one loss. I give you grace on Michigan. Yeah, I give you grace on Michigan. What you think, Nash?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's disappointing if y'all don't win at least 10 games next year. Very disappointing. I think obviously the movement and you look at those kind of things, but I think the schedule, like you said, very favorable. First 5, easily pretty favorable. We know Northwestern's gotten better. That game could be tough, a trick-up game with how they've improved. They made a bowl game this year, 6-6, did pretty well. But obviously that 2-game stretch, I think USC Michigan is the toughest. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, to me, if you're the Nittany Lions, all you brought into the portal, top 6 transfer portal class, you should be able to handle business to me. You should be able to at least, win 10 games. I think it's a minimum.
Yeah, I think we go 10-2, I guess.
Yeah. I would agree. I say 10-2. That would be a good year for Penn State, and that's doable. That's doable. So that's the schedule, man. Obviously, Penn State, who they're gonna play this year, man, should be very intriguing. But should be able to handle business against those opponents. All right, man. So obviously we talked recruiting. You know what I'm saying? We talked transfer portal. We talked Penn State. Is there any move that you have not liked, maybe that the program's made so far, that you kind of like scratching your head a little bit? You're like, what are we doing? Like, besides obviously James Franklin leaving, any move that caught your eye?
Yeah, it's hard to talk about the negative about this team. Besides Franklin leaving, I feel like this team is expected to win each and every year from now to whenever, and I feel like that this team has the ability to shock some people, even if those don't think that highly of Penn State, and it's a great conference to be in. There's a lot of challenging aspects to it, going up against great teams outside of the Big Ten as well, and the sky's the limit, as what I said before, with this team, with Matt Campbell and the newest prospects coming in from Iowa State, and I'm just really anxious to see how the start of the season goes for them, especially in the favorable 6-game stretch for them to start the season. I'll really be comfortable with them if they start the season 6-0, heading into Ann Arbor, Michigan. I think that's week 7, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is.
Yeah. So I'm just really anxious to see how everything rounds up with this team, and I'm definitely looking forward to coming back on here with recapping the games and just having conversations with you throughout the college football season.
For sure. Bacon, I'll throw to you any questions you got for Alex.
Yes, sir. You know I do, brother. I want to ask you about this overall state of college football, man. Are you thrilled with how, like we talked about, how Coach Franklin got fired halfway through? You know what I mean, Coach Kiffin. You know what I mean, him stepping away from Ole Miss. Just what's your thoughts on just the overall temperature of college football?
Yeah. There was nothing really negative of what my mind is thinking at the moment with the college football playoff. I really enjoyed the competitiveness with every team in it. I think it's very important for the whole entire college football playoff committee to get it right every single year. And yeah, I feel like the outside noise has been really noisy with people saying so should not be in, and so should be in, and vice versa. And I just feel like whatever happens, year after year, and it just depends on how that one team performs in a better way than the other one. And I feel like the whole college football process is moving towards greatness with this format they have building, and I hope it continues to grow in the years to come. And it's just a great thing to have, especially with how great of the nation of college basketball and football have been, and it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, I agree, brother. I feel like college football, you know what I mean, it's about as strong as your hairline, which is well defined.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is to you as well. Do you think the playoffs should be expanded? Would you like to see more teams get in? Or do you like the way it is right now, outside of obviously the James Madison entry, but would you like to see that be playoff expanded?
Yeah, I would definitely love to see more majors in the bracket process and future brackets. It's just a matter of how many teams have that consistency with their schedule, with their schedules, and win after win. And I know the committee is working day in and day out to get it right, and I feel like that having those teams like James Madison and other mid majors make it very entertaining on the bracket end of things with just entertainment and having everyone enjoy the action every end each year.
Real quick on the button, if I throw back to you, Bacon. What's your thoughts on the committee and the recent, obviously, things they've implemented? Basically, in 2026, all Power 4 programs are going to get a playoff spot. If you win the conference, you're automatically in. And then if they're a top 12 team, even though they're independent, they're then we get an automatic spot. What's your thoughts on those two changes?
Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought you were asking Bacon.
No, that's you.
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, sir. So I said, what's your thoughts on just the committee changing things up, basically? Like this year, to your point, you like that James Madison, Tulane got in, but it feels like they're put into a point where they can barely even get in. They would have to be a miraculous run, undefeated, beat a couple Power 4 teams. Basically, all 4 Power 4 conferences get in if you win the ACC title, Big 10 title, Big 12 title, SEC title, and then Notre Dame gets an automatic spot if they're ranked in the top 12. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think that it's heading in the right direction with everything, the process of getting the automatic bid, and if you win each and every conference, and what I would like to see is have like 2 or 3 teams put a mid major conference make the playoff format. I think that would be very interesting to see how many of those mid majors can actually win games against big rival schools like Oregon, Ohio State, and I know for sure that they have the opportunity of getting their eyes looked at against those teams. But I know that it might not happen in the coming years, but it's just something to talk about year in year out with everything that they have been doing with the format.
Go ahead, Baker. I just wanted to ask him on that.
I was definitely gonna hit on that as well. Asking about the mid-major thing, man. But I want to ask you about your platform, man. I'm seeing me getting a lot of guests. You know what I mean? All levels. You know what I mean? Group of 5, P5, HBCU, man. So just how has the growth been for you, and what's been your favorite interview to this point?
Yeah, I think like 4 months ago, I had 463 followers on Instagram, and now I'm 2 away from 500.
Nice.
And I've been really active with contacting small school prospects, on non draft prospects, and they've been great uh, texting me back with a like setting up a schedule for to do a podcast interview and everything else. And I'm continuing to do it on a daily basis whenever I have that free available time. And it's growing every single week. I have new guests popping up on it almost every day of the week, and I, yeah, I just enjoy interacting with different people from different schools and getting their background story of how they got to where they are at today. And it's just incredible to grow this platform that I have going. And I know that you two definitely been enjoying it as well. And uh, I love it as much as listening to your platform each and every week, and
Appreciate you, man.
it makes time fly definitely with everything that we have done, and I'm looking forward to continuing to grow and seeing where you guys go with this podcast and everything about it.
Much love, brother. Now we definitely enjoy watching the show, man. How far do you see? How big do you see the platform going? Do you see, what I'm saying, being top watch sports podcast in the world, if not the nation? And so, just where do you see yourself going, man?
I don't really care how many views it gets. All, all I care about is getting that player to speak with and getting the chance to interact with him and get the as much information as possible each and every player, uh, growing that relationship is really important.
100%, man. Let's see. One last thing. Now throw it back to Naj, man. Let's see. I gotta think of a good one here. Gotta think of a real good one for Mr. Alex. Uh, if you weren't a star podcaster, you know what I mean, what would you be doing if you weren't doing that?
Uh, that's a hard question. uh,
Take your time.
to be honest, I can't really think of one at the moment.
All good, brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Naj. I'll throw it back to you.
My question to you: what do you hope your platform gives athletes, or like what do you hope your platform is for people that come on that tell their stories or talk about their journeys? What do you hope your podcast gives off?
Yeah, I just think that like think of an analogy of doing a podcast is like giving out a commercial on TV with information. I feel like that like growing and learning about every single one of the players that I have on is a great concept to have, and I enjoy the energy that comes with it with reaching out on a daily basis and scheduling interviews nonstop, and uh, it just makes the time fly by with whatever I do with this podcast, and I've been enjoying the process ever since I started it, and it's a great thing. It's a great mindset to have uh, with today's world, where people don't necessarily enjoy what we all do, and and podcasting is definitely a great hobby to have, and I'm really thankful and grateful with all the connections I've had, especially with you two, with everything. And I know that I couldn't make this podcast happen with all the connections I have made in the last year, 2 years or 3. And it's just awesome to see the growth.
For sure. And then I guess the next question on that is how do you talk about your process? How do you determine who you want to interview or who you want to get? I know you look at film, you reach out to players, you're scheduling, but like how do you decide, hey, I want that player to be on my platform? Like how do you pick that out?
I've been going on draftdiamonds.com. I know that they have a list of I think 1,000 or 2,000 smart school draft prospects, and they do a list each and every year before the NFL draft, and I take the time to scroll through the names, reach out to as many as I can, and a ton of prospects reached out back to me, and we got the interviews going, and I'll just continue to do what I've been doing on that website and on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is a great platform to have for reaching out to players, and I just continue to have a great mindset with everything that goes with it.
For sure. Last one before I throw it back to Bacon. Talk about everything growing. Talk about your Penn State fandom. Do you see yourself, I guess, venturing out, maybe covering other schools in the Big Ten or covering other schools, or it's kind of just Penn State your only interest? In terms of what I'm saying is like, do you see yourself covering SEC programs, ACC, or do you want to kind of stay in the Big Ten or only Penn State?
I've been the Penn State fan all my life. It's kind of hard to transition into another team with how great of knowledge I have as a Penn State fan, and I'll just continue to talk about Penn State in the coming years, and I might do ACC talk for some time, especially Virginia. That's where my dad went, so I'll be following them closely this upcoming season. I know that I can come back on definitely to recap some of their big games and as well as Penn State for sure.
100%, man. I mean, I'm good, brother. I'm good, brother.
All right, man. Well, one more before we let you go, Alex, for the night, man. So I was talking about teams you cover. What's your plans, man? What you gonna do the rest of the offseason, man? What's kind of your plans there as football kind of hits? Obviously you got Super Bowl this weekend, but football will be back in offseason training, workout. So what's kind of your plan moving forward?
I've been really focused on college basketball at the moment. Just the way each and every slate of games each night has been very busy watching and definitely doing basketball podcasting as well. You can find my podcasts at Hoop Talk Fanatics on YouTube. I actually just did a podcast earlier today with someone from Big Five for these from the Philadelphia region, and it's a definitely great platform like this one, and I hope to grow as much as I do for my football podcast.
Well, for all those, here we go. We'll give them a little bit of exposure, man. Hoop Talk Fanatics. As y'all can see me, y'all go like, subscribe. This is the correct one, right, Alex?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, y'all go give him a follow and a subscribe, man. He's obviously building the platform and network. As he just said, he just did a 2-hour or did a show 2 hours ago talking about everything hoops. As you guys can see, man. So y'all go check him out, man. He's been doing it for a little while now. Growing the platform, man. And obviously great thumbnail here, man. So y'all boys go check that out for sure.
Nice.
Sir. All right, man. Well, Alex, we appreciate you coming on, brother, for joining us for these past 30 to 45 minutes, man. And always a pleasure getting you, man. We try to get you on for a couple recaps during the season, man. And we definitely want to get you on for the preseason next year as well, man. Maybe for spring ball, brother. But we'll be in contact for sure.
Maybe I can come on your basketball podcast to recap some games as well.
Definitely. Definitely, brother. We'll be in contact.
Well, that's on you, Bacon. Yeah, you run the basketball podcast. I'll run football. So
yeah, Al's got the green light, man. Like John Legend giving the green light, man, for sure. Definitely.
All right, appreciate you coming on, man. We'll see you soon, man.
Okay, no doubt.
Much love, brother.
Much love. All right, Alex. Appreciate you coming on, brother. All right, man. Bacon, I ain't gonna talk your head off. I know we didn't have two guests, so it won't be too long with the rest of the topics, man. But I gotta get your thoughts on this, brother. Your boys in Columbus is recruiting in Africa, dog. I don't know if you've seen it. This is what was his name? This is Big Mohammed, 6'8", 319, class of 2028, force in the trenches. Who played for Carver Columbus. Your reaction, babe?
And when I saw this, I thought of either Justice Terry photo. Like, how long has it been now? 4 or 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Longer if you count his 8th grade one. I mean, you know what I mean? The African. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what part of the Africa he's from. But you know, he's gonna be big time, man. I think it's Salmon Pele. I'm sure the last name like Salmon Pele. I think he come from Africa as well. But you know, we know he's gonna be strong. You know what I mean? You know he's gonna be powerful. His feet gonna be there though. Now I would say yes. Simple fact of brothers from the land, they play soccer now. They play football, man. So if the brothers got any football experience, you know what I mean, even if he was a goalie, which I doubt, I think he's got some sweet feet. But shout out to Coach Jones, shout out to Carver Columbus, you know, for bringing him in. They should feel right at home down there in Columbus. You know what I mean? So it's big time move, man. Big time move.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, man. That's a big time move. Dude's huge, 6'8", 319. Damn. Like, whoo. Man, what did it? Yeah, man. What did it be growing him at? But the key here is going to be how raw is he, right? Can you morph him up enough? You know, obviously you'll have to get more development in college too. But how much can you morph him up down there in Carver Columbus? Team that's been a staple in 2A. I got to see, you know, what classification they in next year. You know, but this is big because he could be your offensive tackle, and most is going to be probably nervous when he steps out there. Like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? So that's already an advantage for you if you Carver Columbus. But can they develop him enough where he can go in and he can become that big time offensive lineman, which I definitely think he will. And he got 2 years to do it because he'll be a rising junior next year. So got plenty of time. It'll just be interesting to see how quickly he can contribute. Can they have him with the proper technique? And then obviously, man, how raw will he be? Can they develop into a true big time power for talent?
Facts. That boy just as tall as a door frame.
Pretty much.
Crazy, man. It's gonna be tough though, man. It's gonna be tough to beat him.
Facts.
And a long line of tackles, man. You know what I mean? Most recently, you got Elijah Pritchett. Yeah, you got I think Little Pritchett down there, his cousin. And you got the third. He's the third. I can't remember his last name right now. Opposite side of him. So Carver Columbus, for those who know, if Jimmy was tapped in, he know they keep a long line of good offensive tackles, long line of good people in the trenches. So I want to add that in there too.
That is facts. All right, brothers, we're gonna bring this one up, man. Georgia Tech offers one of the best playmakers out there in Alabama, man. Our boy Larry, obviously got a chance to see him. Larry Rudolph does a great job, man. Here he is showing obviously some foot. Walter Davis, man, big time offer. I remember talking to him when he did Tennessee, Bacon. But to me, smooth, pristine route runner. You know, make it a little easy. With strong hands.
Yeah, man. I'm willing to go out and say, man, it's not per capita, but Alabama's got to be one of the best states for producing wide receivers at this point, man. It's got to be etched in people's membrane that they're going to be outside of Ryan Williams. They're going to be, big physical blockers, catch radius is out of this world. They're going to have great hands. So Carter Davis is going to be another one of those special ones that's coming out of Bama, man, for sure.
100%. Also has Alabama, LSU, and Tennessee, according to Larry. Obviously does a great job, man, and made the post go federal. So shout out to him for that. 20K views off of just that. So shout out to Larry for even quote tweeting that. Definitely didn't have to, but shout out to him. But yeah, I'm excited to see if Tech can get into this. It'll be interesting. And the dude's fast. He ran a 6.76 in the 60. So he set, I think, a state record. So dude's quick too. So quick route runner, pristine. Hey, I think that's what Georgia Tech definitely wants, that explosiveness that got Jalen Mbakwe from Clay Chalkfield, formerly Alabama. So I think that's a state they're recruiting at that wide receiver spot. We've seen it recently too, Bacon, when we interviewed him with Kentrell Davis, playing for Parker, Alabama. Got a chance to go see him in person. So we've seen it. And I think you can't sleep on Tech recruiting the state of Alabama, especially for that wide receiver spot.
Well, let's not forget Coach Key is from that Birmingham area. So, man, he's well connected and well respected, for sure.
1,000%. Great point, brother. All right, that is that one. And then, Bacon, I want to talk to you just real quick. I'm going to try to see if we can get them on the show, too, because I know they got a couple more weeks till they have their event. But 707 tournament. We won't talk too much about the teams. They haven't announced that. We talked about them having a big brand deal with Max Preps. But I just want to ask, what are you most excited about this year? It looks like it's gotten bigger. More sponsorships, 2 days. I know they had 2 days last year. I think the grand prize was $10,000. I think right now Bacon is $20,000. So what are you most excited for? We know C1N will be in the building. All the top 707 programs in the nation will be there. And I think, like I said, one of the best, recruiting, gyms, get the chance to talk to all the top athletes. Everybody you can think of is going to be there. So just what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, man, shout out to the Mick, and shout out to Big Z for doing that thing, man. If you were adding more out, you felt the energy and just how special that event was. And when you bring out people from Rivals 247, Rivals 247 on 3. Bring out some of the top creators in Georgia. Bring out, a lot of people. It's going to make noise, going to make headwinds. Got teams from OT7. I think the 7th tournament here in Georgia it will potentially rival the Miami Big 707 in Florida in a very short time. And just for talking to those guys, I know they're gonna try to up the score every year, man. So they shoot for the stars. I hope they don't mind me saying that, but they should. But no, they're doing the right thing, man. Very, very media friendly, but they're doing it big, for lack of better words.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they are doing it big. Obviously, the event's getting bigger and bigger. And I agree. I think Raw Miami is the biggest one you can go to. All the top athletes, it hits every single time. But it looks like Sevens is that next one. In addition to that, and you can get it all in the Metro Atlanta area. You don't have to go to Miami to get all those top athletes. So I'm 100% in agreement. And I think, like I said, just great recruiting pitches. We've seen guys get put on with this C1N. Kamari Dorsey was known, but he got even more known after he balled out in that event. I think they went to Texas and he put on the show and just got put on the map. So we've seen 707. People don't like it, not real football. I don't disagree. But at the same time, you can't deny the exposure it gives these kids. You can't deny the opportunity it gives them in order to go play, sport at a high level and be able to go play essentially at a big time school.
Yeah, I agree. I think playing 7-on-7, if you're a skilled player, is a must. You have to do it. It get just like you said, it's a big exposure piece. And number 2, which is most important to some over this, the playing the ball aspect. It's where you get your money at. It's where you get paid. The 7-on-7, man, forget. You got a ball somewhere. You got to grind off some of the ball off fall. But if you ball in that spring, you might get the call. But what I want to see is you like that. Don't play on Kirk Cousins. You know, we get him out of there. But back to the matter at hand. I would like to see, if not something for the linebackers, I would like to see more linebackers get into 7-on-7 teams, and I would like to see more coaches be open to it. We look at Anthony Davis last year from Grayson. He played for Huncho Elite. Jaden Perlotti. Yeah, who he play for?
He played. I forget what team he did. It wasn't Hustling, but he played before he had left. Yeah, he played some multi-7 too, I think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but long story short, I mean, we need more opportunities for linebackers because I feel like linebackers are an essential piece that's getting left out right now. But also for linebackers, if we feel like they can compete, you know what I mean, pick up your nuts and get it and put your name on the list. We seen
what's his name? Contrell Webb also played in it too. He's like an edge linebacker.
That's true. Contrell Webb. But we still need to see more of an uptick, man. So hit the tryouts, man. We don't see enough linebackers at the tryouts.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bacon. I think linebackers, they should definitely take this serious. Only reason I say so is because you get that experience of playing one-on-one against some of these players you're going to end up probably facing, one, and then two, you're going to have to guard these positions. And they're going to just be tight ends, right? You're going to have to guard sometimes wide receivers and be put on the island one-on-one. Now the guard running backs that are running wheel routes or option routes and passing them off. You're going to see all those type of concepts in a 7-on-7 environment. So, yeah, if you're a linebacker, for sure, you'll show 100% playing this. And hopefully, like I said, I don't want to say knock against it, but hopefully the teams can see the value that they can bring as well, and allow them to play it. But I definitely think this would be an event, not just 7-on-7, but just an event in this totality that would help them.
So if you're a linebacker, you're like, man, I can't wait to see one there. I can't wait. Man, get on your local team, man. They'll be glad to have a 4-star, man. They'll take good care of you. You know what I mean?
100%.
Even if you go out there and get wrecked, your name will be buzzing. So if you go out there nation and ball out or make plays during the season, you'll benefit from getting exposed because you'll be better prepared for the following season. And just stay in the fight, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I was saying. Great point by you, though, Najeh.
Facts. And then last thing on sevens, man. Like I said, it's one of the best events, man. In the Metro Atlanta area, like I said, and I thought Bacon brought up a great point. They are almost, I won't say they're just yet, but they're getting to the point where they can rival Raw Miami, even some of the top OT7 tournaments that they're having. I know it's still new. Last year was the inaugural year, but they're getting to that point and be interested to see if they can do it big again this year. If they can, though, they own that tier, and it's one of the best events you can go to in the city. You know what I'm saying? If you're, I wouldn't even say just for players. If you're a media member, it's great for you too, right? Because they give you can get on the field, you get all the clips. You ain't gotta, what's the word? You ain't gotta ask to put them out. You more so, you helping the Sevens brand and you helping your brand. Media members you'll run into, and then like I said, you only need 1 or 2 clips if you're a media member to get. Like I think Dakota Durant was a big one last year. I think Chase Gilbert for me was a big one. He was from Texas. It's just players from all over. So then, before you know it, you can even become national as a media member. I think that's another part people are not talking about with this event too. We're only talking about the players and all the. I think media as well. This could be big for you, especially if you're young. You're thinking about doing journalism full time. Bacon, as we talked about earlier with Aiden, this is a great event to come to as well for that to help you kind of see how it goes. What primetime media members do, like Chad Simmons, who will probably be there. Any of the rivals big guys, any of the 247 big guys, and how they conduct themselves. And if they have chances and during that, you can ask questions. We talked to was Bacon. Turn Me Up, man. Sports. He's been doing a minute under the radar. And we got to just, nothing crazy, but we just got a chance to chop it up with him and learn from him in that moment. So that's why I say too, I think we only focus on the players and a great event, which it is great. It's one of the best ones, but also media members, I think is a great event for you too. If you're able to get that media credential and be able to come, definitely can learn a lot from this event.
Yeah, facts. Up to score. And athlete media up to score. And anything you do, stand out. Don't blend in.
100%, man. All right, Bacon. A couple more. We're gonna go to college real quick, man. PFF, they announced their top 25 too early, so I want to get your thoughts here really quick on that. Pull this up. And got to be too long, man. You could just go quick thoughts. But top 25. Let's go down to the bottom and come up. 25, Oklahoma State, Penn State, and the Lions. 24, Arizona State, SMU, California Golden Bears. You got Missouri, Tennessee, Louisville, Houston, Alabama, 15 USC, Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, LSU, BYU, Ole Miss, Miami Hurricanes, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Georgia, Texas Tech, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas, and Oregon.
I like BYU. I'm bullish on BYU long term. Alexander DB from Southwestern Cab. You know what I mean? I like what he's doing, like what he's gonna turn into. I like Ryder Lyons. You know what I mean? Kid's a gamer. When he gets that time, watch out. So big on BYU. LSU. Could LSU be higher? I might flip flop LSU BYU. Texas A&M. I like them over those two I just named as well. I think Texas A&M needs more stain, needs more respect. I think what's that quarterback's name from Tennessee?
Aguilar? McIntyre?
I'm sorry. No. From Tennessee. Number 10. Reed. Marcel, is it Marcel Reed? Yeah, Marcel Reed from Tennessee.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, he's at Texas A&M, but he's from Tennessee. High school. He's from Tennessee.
Gotcha.
But I think they had a great season last year. I know things kind of sputtered at the end, but I think if you're talking to a lot of people per cap or just on average, I think a lot of people were very high on that team before they kind of ran out of gas. So I think Texas A&M for that reason should be higher. I think overall, I mean, still early, but I'm very high on A&M, and I like BYU long term. USC, I'm gonna get your thoughts on them, man. I was surprised to see them that high after this past season. So, what's your thoughts on USC being top 15?
Yeah, I think for them, bringing back Jaden Mayava was big. They obviously lose Mikhail Lemon, who won the Biletnikoff Award. Will probably be a first-round draft pick. So that'll be obviously a tough loss. But they got some young guys. One we seen early, Corey Sims, would be one to watch big. I don't know if you remember him from Christian Brothers when you see him on 707. They got another receiver that's really good as well in addition to him. So with that and the running game that they'll have, I think the offense will be good once again. It's just, can their defense perform better? Can they get more pressure on the quarterback? But I think with just getting Mayava back and a couple of those weapons, you should see USC still be at least in contention for a spot. We'll see if they play better. We're 9-4. Decent year under Lincoln Riley. I think they would have performed worse. He would have probably got fired, but now it's taking the next step. Can you get to your first ever CFP playoff, right? Remember, that was some of the expectations with Miami. I mean, if they should get in, blah, blah, blah. But with them getting that far, you see, and the cool thing, Bacon, is you can be a lower seed and make a run. We've seen that recently, right? Ohio State, I know they shouldn't have been no 8 seed, but they went far, won it all. Miami, Daniel did it as a 10 seed, you know what I'm saying, this past year. So the key is getting into the tournament. Once you get in and you can win that first round and get that energy, that moxie, that momentum, any chance. But yeah, I think USC, their goal should be to get into a CFP playoff. That should be the goal this year.
That boy Simmons is nasty. I remember him.
Corey Sims.
Yeah, that boy's nasty, man. I think Alabama will be. I think it'll be a resurgence. I like Keelan Russell, man. I'm a bet on Keelan Russell to help that season, help that team turn back around. Not to mention the freshman running back coming in. But I also say this too now, and I'm gonna get your take on this as well. It's a disrespectful not to have Georgia Tech in after the year they just had. Now I know they lost a lot, but I know this list was made after what all they done brought in, brother. And I think that's disrespectful to Coach Key. I know I said on record before that this is you starting at square one, but still Coach Key out there.
I would say they do need to put some respect on Coach Key's name. Obviously, Oklahoma State getting over Georgia Tech is kind of crazy. They went 1-11. I know they got pretty much North Texas, Eric Morris, the head coach, Drew Metzdemaker, who's one of the top quarterbacks in college football, Wyatt Young, Caleb Hawkins. I get it, but they're coming from, again, FCS to Power 4. 112 games, lost an American Championship, obviously to Tulane. I get it. It's a lot to put them on there. It still remains to be seen. To your point about Tech, yes. I mean, what he did in the portal itself was huge. He lost everybody. Darius Eubanks, who I think just found a new gig in the NFL with the Dolphins as an assistant.
Nice.
Coach Corey Peoples is no longer there. I think he's still searching. They trying to get their director of scouting. Florida is. They already took Buster Faulkner. They took Trent McKnight, Aaron Philo, Harrison Moore, Luke Harper, and Bailey Stockton. I pretty much almost took all the offense, bro. And a lot of the assistant coaches. So what he did was spectacular. Now it's just, can that transition to the field? And the fact they got Alberto Mendoza when there weren't a lot of great quarterbacks left in the portal was massive, right? Then you bring in Noah Carter, who I think is going to be the game breaker at the edge rusher position for once for them, along with a Jalen Mbakwe on the other side with Isaiah Furman. They should have some pieces to make some noise. And then you get the home run hitter of them all, right? And you get Justice Haynes. That showed me, what I'm saying, home run hitter. That showed me that they are going to be trying to run the ball. Both of them average 7 yards per carry. They want to run the ball. The key is, how good will the offensive line be? That's kind of one underrated part nobody's talking about, but very talented. Still going to bring back Malachi Carney, all ACC honorable mention. Ethan McKinney, all ACC honorable mention, along with Josh Petty, who's coming back another year. They got Joseph Ionata out of the portal, along with obviously Jamison Riggs. They got pieces in there. It's just, will it translate? And is Alberto Mendoza, if it's him, or is it Graham Nose, 6'7", 230-pound quarterback? Who's going to be the starter? Who's going to be the starter? I think that might be why they're getting a little bit disrespected, because, it's a lot of a couple unknowns unless you really is involved with the team or know the team.
Hey, boy, we won.
But that's why they think. I agree. I don't disagree. This is PFF. This ain't me. I don't disagree. You know what I'm saying? But I think that might be why Georgia Tech's getting overlooked with, people are thinking, oh, okay, they lost all that. They're not going to be the same. No Haynes King, no Jamal Haynes, no Malik Rutherford, none of those pieces they had last year. But this very well could be a better team.
Damn, man.
We got
brought in the number one running back in the portal.
Yeah, I would say so.
Man, Coach Key on some gangster stuff, bro. Whole staff left, dog.
Whole staff
left. He just hit a grand slam.
Yeah,
people don't. They ain't paying no attention down here, man. What's going on in Atlanta, man? They looking at the Falcon, man. He's supposed to be watching the Jackets.
They're supposed to. That's a good point. We're gonna see. That's gonna be interesting to see, man. I can't wait to see what intel I get in the spring and seeing how they perform, man. But that was a home run. I mean, you don't get much bigger than getting him.
I'm riding with Coach. Hey, man, somebody do something like that. That's some Al Pacino stuff right there. I'm riding with him, dog. I'm riding with him. The key is key.
The key is key.
Real talk. That's all I got.
All right, man. Last couple, man. Just who do you think has the most to prove in 2025? We're not gonna do players. We're gonna just say teams. What teams just come just straight off your dome? Like, as soon as you think you know what, they got a lot to prove to me next year. What teams are that for you? Just give me 2 or 3. Well,
I'll start first. Oklahoma State, but realistically, my number one was gonna be Alabama.
Yeah. You hell with Oklahoma State, bro. But yeah, you got
111. Come on, man.
New regime, new coaching, bro. New regime.
I go for, man. I'm gonna say Oregon. Bring Dante Moore back. Dan Lanning got to get over the hump, man. It's not looking good for you. I haven't heard hot seat or seen hot seat stuff, but hot seat. And I think I just had the other one in my head. I mean, for parity, man, I think I had a better 4. If I remember, I'll say something. But LSU.
Ooh,
LSU.
Some good picks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think LSU, they put so much money in that portal. How much he landed? The pressure's on LSU. Heavy.
And not more so on the team player though. I say Bryce Underwood.
Why he got pressure?
Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, pressure, brother. $10 million man. Michigan didn't do too much last year. The game against Ohio State, you look shaky, brother. You know what I mean?
They
We
had a
see them
weaponry.
at OT7.
We did see him OT7, but he didn't have a weaponry like that.
He didn't have the weaponry like that, but
No.
he was missing. He's shooting blanks out there now.
For two freshmen,
Now,
though.
I see. He a freshman, but you a $10 million man going into your sophomore season. People want to see you take that next step. Now, I'm no stranger. I know what's been going on up there in Lansing, up there in Michigan. Your head coach, your former head coach made the news. Where they at?
Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor. Up there, man. Head coach running around in Ann Arbor playing house, man. You bring in a new coach. So I think it's going to take time, but I want to see Bryce Underwood have that arch man second half some point in the season next year where you hit it. Because like I said, when I turned on the TV, I saw a lot of blanks. So I'm going to say. But I like him, though. We saw what he did at OT7. He had that fleet team on his shoulders, on his arm, really.
No, you're right. I'm gonna say for me, yeah, I'm gonna go Texas. I think Texas has the most improved in 2026. All they did in the portal as well, brought in Trevor Gooseby, offensive lineman. They got the number one portal receiver in Cam Coleman. Redid the whole running back group, flipped Hollywood Smothers, brought in Relief Brown. Defensively, what they were able to bring in Rasheem Biles. This team has a lot of pressure on them. And I think if they don't make, a CFP playoff, I think Sark is probably fired. Hate to say that. I don't want to come for Sark's job, but all the money they put in the portal, second year with Arch, they got to get back. Yeah, and I hate to do that because Sark's a good damn coach. But I think this is a team that has to take that next step. You know what I'm saying? So a big year coming up for Texas. No pressure on Indiana. They just won it in 2 years. I think they're good to go, in my humble opinion. Next team I think that has a lot of pressure on them or who has the most to prove to me. Let me see. I had the team on my fingertip. I just seen them. I'm going to go Oklahoma. Here it is. Yeah, Oklahoma. They had a good year last year, man, but, that was a team you were up 17-0 over Alabama. How'd you blow that? How did you blow that? And I know John Mateer did with the injury and things like that, but, yeah, they're going to have to figure it out, man. They're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to be able to take that next step forward, too. Now, 110 games is good. Made the CFP good, but they got slacked at the end. Like, can't have it. Got to figure out the defense, man. Going to lose some pieces. But you brought in Parker Livingstone, so that was big. You brought in Sherrell Harris from Virginia. That was big for you. So you got some weapons on the outside that should help, you going forward. And the defense was pretty good. But, yeah, Oklahoma, I think, has some pressure as well, obviously on them. And then last but not least, obviously you mentioned Alabama, so I won't mention them. But I think Tennessee is another team that might have a little bit of pressure going into next year. Again, good coaching, Josh Heupel. Have a lot to prove, though. We'll see. Right now, Joey Aguilar suing the NCAA, trying to get that 6-year eligibility. We have Faison, who's always in our intro. That Smoke Matthews talked about. Cornerback, he might be one to watch for Texas next year, too. They got George McIntyre, and then obviously they brought in Ryan Staub from Colorado. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens there, but that's a team that has to take a step forward, too. They fired the defensive coordinator, Tim Banks, and brought in, obviously, Jim Knowles. So can Tennessee be better in 2025? And we'll see it. They play Georgia Tech week 2. So game that should be on primetime TV, I think. If you college game day, that's a game I would want to go to. Seeing the two teams play, old rivalry renewed, two really good programs. So those are my 3.
I agree. Well said. I was hoping he was going to say Tennessee because I was going to ask you about that. But yeah, Tennessee for sure.
100%. All right, last last topic of the night. Trying to see if I can find the article. 1 second, brother. Well, I guess we'll just stay on this one. All right, Bacon. So Miami's new offensive additions. They obviously tampering. I talked about it throughout my TikToks and my YouTubes and how I feel about that. I know we tampered. Has to be more regulations on it. But, hey, I'm glad we got them. But what's your thoughts on this new look offensive unit for the Miami Hurricanes? Darian Mensah is their starting quarterback. They brought in also Cooper Barkate to go along with Kim Vaughn, Vandrius Jacobs, and Malachi Tony. They also got Mark Fletcher coming back, Sharman Brown, Pringle, as some key pieces as well. And they'll have Alex Ballman as well, a transfer from Tulane at the tight end spot. But specifically just offense. What do you think about these new additions?
This is the best offense in the ACC, hands down, man. You got Dan Mincer, you bring in his buddy Cooper. You know what I mean? You got arguably top 3 receiver in all of college football, Malachi Tony. What's the other returner for y'all? You just named him.
Sharman Brown, Mark Fletcher.
Mike Fletcher.
That's
You know what I mean? That's running back. Good point. That's the running back. This high-powered offense. The thing is going to be how fast can this gel during the offseason, or how many number of games into the season can this gel. But on paper, this is the best offense in the ACC, if not beyond. But I talked to a Miami fan. He's excited. He's more stoked about this than he was for Carson Bay. That's all I say. But I think this is a good offense, man. But you're the Hurricane fan. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's elite. I think when you look at top offenses, I think they rival anybody in college football. There's not too many other ones you would take over them. Malachi Tony's a top wide receiver. I know Ohio State got Jeremiah Smith, Cam Coleman's down at Texas, but I mean, a lot of teams are going to go to Malachi Tony. People are going to sleep on Cooper Barkate, but he led Duke in receiving yards this past year and catches. And he's like your kind of good route runner, get big catches on third down. He could do a whole bunch of different things, man. So, landing him along with Darian Minter was massive for us. And it gives some attention. So if you need to go throw to somebody or lean on somebody, when they're doubling Malachi, you got somebody. And then you bring back pretty much the entire running back room from last year. Yeah, I think they hit, and I think they're gonna win a lot of games. I think they should be right back in contention, barring anything happens with the defense. But offensively, they should be back in contention.
Yeah. I picked up that elite edge rushers too. So
Damon Wilson, yep.
Yeah, back in defensive backfield it's intact, right? Yeah, defensive backfield is intact.
Yeah, they brought back a lot of pieces, and Bryce Fitzgerald was a freshman last year, so
yeah, y'all be fine, man. Y'all should win the ACC. Y'all should be right back in the CLB playoffs. So yeah.
Nice. Well, there it is, Bacon, man. That's gonna do it for today's show. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We had Papa Squat on the show, man. Appreciate him tuning in. Young kid, got a great mindset, and obviously Penn State fanatic Alex Reich coming on the show as well, talking the Nittany Lions. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's show, man. We will see you guys again on Thursday for our hoop show. We got a lot to discuss. McDonald's All-American, obviously the Duke North Carolina game coming up with Caleb Wilson and Cameron Boozer. So we'll talk about that. Also talk about, I'm trying to think what I had put on the list.
Kansas, BYU. If you want to talk, we got to talk about that, but
talk about that with Darren Peterson. Some concerns there with the health. So talk about that as well, man. And then obviously some high school hoops, and we'll have on KJ Agnew as a guest on the show as well, man. But that's gonna do it. Bacon, I throw it to you to close us out and last comments.
Man, I had some fire on my mind earlier today, man. Let's see if I can get it as I talk. But no, man, basketball podcast this Thursday. Don't want to miss. In addition, we got a lot of guests, so we'll figure out how we're gonna do it. Well, actually, we'll do that tomorrow. I'll be forgetting. But we'll also have Mount Vernon basketball on the show this upcoming Thursday. Talk about that team, number 2 team in their respective classification. So we'll have that team on Thursday as well, Coach Reed Duncan and the guys. So you don't want to miss. Stay locked. Turn your notifications on Najeh Wilkins X Bacon Network so you don't miss. Or if you do miss, you can watch the rewind. If you're there, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that hype button. We thank Empower for Life for sponsoring the show. And in life, I'm kind of rambling here because I do not remember what I want to say, but I feel like I got something profound to say. In life, man, you just gotta, in life, you want to bet on yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? You have things that people are saying, don't do this. Gotta be this in this way. Take the risk, man. Take the risk and do what you want to do. As we talked to Papa Squad show. We should have asked him about that name, but we had on Papa Squad, man. You just gotta go. You gotta go, even if you're young, even if you're old. But mainly if we're talking to the youth right now, because that's the future. Take that risk, man. Do what you need to do. Don't sit back and wait for older people to tell you what to do, man. If there's something you want to believe in, man, you got to be disciplined and take that time away. Because oftentimes we hear from people who are older, be like, man, I should have done this. When I was in college, I shouldn't have been in the nightlife scene. I should have focused on myself. So focus on yourself, because if you don't focus on yourself, you can't find yourself, and you don't want to end up. You want to be an NPC. That's non-player character. You want to be somebody who's conscious and going forward. So that's what I got. I throw it now to close out. I'll do this to the end.
All right, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Shout out to everybody. We appreciate all y'all, man, tuning in. Miguel Hinnon. I'm from Germany, 6'8". So appreciate you tuning in as well, brother, man. But we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday night, man. Till next time, it's just Sizzling News.